Hello, and welcome back to my devlog for week 32 of 2025, showing this week's progress on my procedurally generated infinite sandbox adventure. We've made significant progress this week, including making sure that Unity's rigid bodies now play nicely with the voxel world, but more on that later. First, the golden egg of developing an RPG adventure, NPCs. So far, I have one NPC type, the Torchbearer. Let's spawn in a few. The NPC system is based around the central mechanic that the player can inhabit any body, which can allow for some interesting gameplay. They each have their own inventory, so right now a torchbearer is essentially a walking backpack that can hold your flashlight for you. They have follow logic, which works pretty good in small groups, even through dense terrain. You cannot escape them except by outrunning them or outsmarting them. Complex terrain will not hinder them. And since these are our friendly torchbearers, if they do find themselves unable to reach the player, they'll teleport nearby like any good torchbearer should. They do have hit points and can take damage, but the combat system isn't in place yet and they do not die. So that makes them immortal walking backpacks that can hold your torch. They are actually better at navigating the terrain than I am part of the time, and their navigation logic has barely started. My plan as of this week is to have the first playable versions available by late September or early October. The basic game will be a creative adventure mode for players to learn the game's mechanics. Another mode I'll be releasing will be a horror-themed minigame just in time for Spooktober, with a role reversal twist. You play as the accused witch trying to escape the angry villagers who are determined to hunt you down and make you pay for your crimes. I just need to decide which game mechanics to limit and which ones to emphasize. I post updates every week, and since the demo is only 7 weeks away, make sure you check back next week to see what progress has been made. I have more ideas for other modes and minigames, which will be released later as soon as they are finished. I don't have their canyon crossing logic yet, but they definitely have not been skipping leg day with these stair tests. I do have one more exciting update for this week. The Unity rigid bodies are now playing nicely with the voxel terrain. Not difficult at all, barely an inconvenience. If you drop them into the world, they have a slight spin and will despawn if you leave them long enough. And that is going to wrap up this week's video. Turns out making the NPCs was way more exciting than watching them walk around in a video, so I'm going to keep this video short. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.